What's this? So, okay, I'm not going crazy. Hold up. Let me have a look-see. What's this all about? Here's a shorter one. We'll watch the shorter one first.
Tonight, fans are ready to switch it
Oh, God! The cringe already. All right, let's have a look-see.
up.
Raise your hand and shout if you're excited for the Switch 2.
The long-awaited
Is that
Nintendo
all?
Switch 2 drops at midnight.
Is that all?
Getting a Nintendo Switch 2 today.
I'm so hyped. It looks great.
I'm excited to just be a part of that midnight release culture again.
It comes with a bigger screen and better graphics.
I'm so glad that the Switch 1 finally got a Pro version. I'm so glad that Switch 1 finally got a Pro.
How excited are you?
Absolutely excited.
Nintendo fan Jonathan Altenberg says he's been in line since 11 a.m. yesterday.
The visuals look awesome, gameplay looks really fun.
Gabe Torres lined up 8 years ago, too, when the first Nintendo Switch dropped, but tonight
Really?
he's ready for
8
an
years?
upgrade.
That's a long
You
ass
stayed
time.
overnight
Yep.
the whole time.
Yep.
What a waste of your time, dude. Imagine staying overnight on the street just so you can get your hands on a console that costs way too much money at what, $450, $500 US, was it? Something like that? For $80 video games? For the exact same system as the Switch 1? Oh my god, dude. I couldn't imagine. Luigi looking dark skinned, my boy. Dude, that's Luigi from New York. He's it's the New York version of Mario Brothers.
Now, Nintendo hasn't released the numbers on their pre-release
Dog.
yet.
Get a lapel mic. Get something, dude. There's so much background noise. This is the NBC. Don't they have money?
But the company sold more than 150 million units of its first Nintendo Switch.
To pick it up right at midnight, you had to score a reservation. These
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that shit. That's probably also another big key factor on why this did dog shit, right? You had to like do this whole like what was it? If you wanted to pre-order directly from Nintendo, you had to have like X amount of hours on your Switch account. Then
Thanks for the shorter link, Diamantes.
thanks, Koba.
Koba's ready
Koba,
for some
shut
ghostly
up.
entertainment. Let's dive into the spectral fun together and keep the Twitch realm buzzing.
I'm gonna hang on. Let's just pause Koba for a second, so I can rant about Nintendo and how much I hate Nintendo right now. Let's see. Okay. I think Nintendo was charging like $10 for like a welcome. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was bad, and still is bad because it still costs money. So where was I up to? So not only did you have to spend time on your Switch account, like if you had a Nintendo account, you didn't have enough time on it because let's say you stopped playing your Switch for over 4 years because you can get everything on the PC. Yeah, you couldn't get it through Nintendo directly. On top of that too, for outside places like in New Zealand here, we have EB Games, which is just a different name to GameStop. Literally, they're the same company though. We had to reserve for it. You had to literally ask for permission just to buy it. It's actually Garbo. Oh yeah, that Switch toy you're talking about was literally a tutorial. You had to pay for a tech demo tutorial on how the Switch works. It is actually garbage. I saw a comment like, is Nintendo going to charge us for Air 2? Yeah, they are. They're charging you to use your controller. They're literally charging you to use your controller. You have a button on there now that cannot be used unless you have a subscription. It is dog shit, dude. Dog shit.
fans expected to be some of the first to get the Switch 2.
What does it feel like knowing you're only a few hours away from getting your hands on that console?
Wait, hold up. Hold up, what? A few hours and it's still daylight? Was it a midnight release or not? What?
I think surreal again. Like, you know, it's like, you know, you hype something
Like, I don't want to be mean. I really don't want to be mean. But she looks like a Nintendo fan.
up so much in your mind. It's exciting. It's really, really exciting.
Brian Chung, NBC News, Super Mario World.
Okay, we'll probably watch this in a sec because it's probably funny. But what's this other link you said? Was a longer one you said? It's actually kind of entertaining. I'm actually really liking it.
Gamers
All right, let's go over.
are ready to switch things up.
This is the most hype I've been for a console.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. I really don't. He doesn't just he doesn't just look like a Nintendo fan. He sounds it.
Since the PS5.
With tomorrow's highly anticipated release of Nintendo's newest game console, lines we haven't seen since iPhone rollouts or even Black Friday sales.
Wait, is iPhone that dead? Really? This is more than iPhone? Nah, dog. Nah, dog. What is this paid press Nintendo is doing right now? What is this paid press? How much money did these journalists get? Is it, yeah, NBC News. How much did they pay NBC News for this coverage? Like, this is pathetic. There's no way right now, dude. And I saw a comment that was like, can't believe people are buying this. And another person replied, like, if you're poor, just say so. Like, bro, dude, I am really getting sick of that kind of shit right now, too. Game developers, game CEOs, especially. And now, finally, other gamers are now saying it. I couldn't imagine, like, I guarantee you, like, 10, 20 years into the future, there's going to be people literally sitting there studying the mindset of these people. How the fuck do you get someone to hate themselves so much that they're willing to fuck themselves over for a game console? Like, this shit needs to be studied, dude. Like, you broke just like the rest of us. Yeah, like, let's be real. They're just bad with their money. That's all it is. They're letting their fanboying blind them so much they're willing to pay for $80 games than to feed themselves, which for some of them is a bigger detriment than others with how big they are.
Anticipated for the Switch 2. Some shoppers making a game time decision to jump in line early.
And you are the first in line.
Yes, I am.
We met Christopher Evangelista outside of the
Yes, I am. And then he oversleeps. I would so laugh.
Nintendo store here in Manhattan, who has been holding his spot with a team of people in rotation.
You could. You're here a few nights. Just like upright.
Dog, if you saw me in this, like
Oh,
I would genuinely.
Diamantes, Nintendo's
I
got
turned
those
you
surprises.
off!
Koba's all for the ghostly welcome tours. Let's keep the spectral excitement rolling in the Twitch realm, exploring all the gaming adventures together.
Koba, listen to me. I am the captain. Yeah, no, if you caught me in this video, I would genuinely neck myself in Minecraft. There is no way in hell I would be so embarrassed if my face was in there. Genuinely.
You just kind of pass it.
I just passed out
What
on
do
my
you do?
chair.
What do you do? What about when it's raining?
They got the weather
You got
pod.
He staked his tent a while ago.
Number 2. 2 months. It
Why not?
works.
The games of Super Nintendo.
The new gaming system playing up the Nintendo nostalgia, bringing back actor Paul
Bringing back Nintendo's nostalgia. Yeah, pay what? Was it $15? $10 a month? You're paying a monthly thing for the chance to play your favorite game. Like, it is... how do people rationalize Nintendo Online? Like, let's say you don't play any multiplayer. How are you happy paying a monthly subscription to play Super Nintendo games? I genuinely don't understand.
Paul Rudd to his gaming roots as he recreated his 1991 commercial for the company.
It means something good.
To get your hands on the Switch, get ready to pay $20.25.
God, guys, I miss the marketing of the old Nintendo. I just want to relive the old marketing. God.
Prices. Despite some concerns over tariffs, the company ultimately decided to keep the unit's cost as originally listed, just under $450.
Wait, you're telling me even though tariffs are on pause, the price never changed to reflect that? It's almost like tariffs were never the reason, but the excuse. Crazy. This is the biggest thing I love about this argument, is that they say, oh, it's because of tariffs, it's because of tariffs. Okay, so what happens when the tariffs go away? Do you think that company will drop their price? Do you think $80, $90 video games will go back to $60, $70? Look, let's be real. It's not going back. The goalposts have moved. We are stuck with this dog shit now.
Although some gaming accessories saw an increase of $5 to $10. But on eBay, some pre-order confirmations for the console going for more than double the price.
And also, if it is tariffs, then why is it also affecting the prices outside of America? Why am I in New Zealand having to pay for the tariff price, even though we have nothing to do with the tariffs and they don't affect us at all? It's a bit weird. I don't think the argument holds up as well as people think
To
it
help
does.
meet the sky-high demand, Best Buy announcing they'll be opening nearly all stores at midnight.
70% of customers indicated that they wanted to pick it up in store, and the vast majority of those customers will probably be there at midnight.
Yeah, I expect that. Y'all pay tariffs? No, we don't. That's the problem. Nintendo is setting these prices because it's not got to do with the tariffs. Nintendo just wants to have extra money. It's got nothing to do with tariffs. The only way we will be paying tariffs is if we buy from America. So if our services go between the countries, then yeah, we have to worry about tariffs. But if, let's say, a game console that was made from a Japanese country wanted to sell their product here in New Zealand, then yeah, how does American tariffs get involved? So yeah, the other problem, the side too, if they are trying to get the customer to pay for tariffs, it's defeating the whole purpose of tariffs. It's not meant to be up to the citizen to pay. It's the game company that should be paying it. They want access to that country's market, then they should be paying the entry fee. I mean, look at let's face the truth. The truth is that the two biggest markets in the world is China and America. They have the biggest markets. They have the right to charge an entry fee for companies. I'm just saying. Like, they hold a lot of power and people just assume that they have the right to do business in someone else's country. It's like, no, dude. You want that money? Well, you need to also provide to that country too. You can't just be taken from it. Didn't they jack up the price to 80 or plan to even do that before? Yeah, that's the biggest thing too. This happened before the announcement of the tariffs, which is the biggest thing everyone keeps forgetting and overlooking. Nintendo announced their prices, and then literally hours after that, the tariffs were announced. So somehow, unless Nintendo can see the future, because remember, when Nintendo gives us these prices too, they didn't just make up the price that day. These prices were set months and months before their announcement. So unless they can see months and months into the future, there's no way in hell tariffs are the reason.
Midnight to do so.
So, okay, wow, that's a pretty big number. Are you kind of surprised by that?
Something about consumer electronics in general, and that instant gratification is really important.
No, dude. No. Okay. As much as I do agree that Zoomers love instant gratification, I think genuinely why people wanted to pick it up in the store, which is really funny, but it's ironic as fuck with the Switch 2, is because people want to own their shit. People want to collect their shit. You want to walk into a store and come out with physical goods. You don't want digital downloads. Yet, the Switch 2 don't have physical goods. Besides the console itself, their games are digital. Like, if you bought the Mario Kart Switch 2, you don't get a physical cartridge. It's a digital download key you get. There's not even a cartridge. It is a code. They give you a code for that. And you're paying extra money for this shit. Like, it's ridiculous. It's bad, dude. It's bad. You don't own the game. You just own the permission to play. That's exactly the way gaming is right now. Sadly, even on the PC. It's why, unless you're buying through GOG or pirating, you don't own your games. And that's because GOG doesn't use DRM or the other thing. You actually have the full access to the file.
Back at the Nintendo store, only confirmed reservations will get their consoles at midnight.
Raise your hand if you're
what?
guaranteed a Nintendo Switch.
Hold up, wait, what? Whoa. I did not know that. What are we saying here, dude? Hold up, what are we saying?
Consoles at midnight.
Raise your hand if you are guaranteed a Nintendo Switch 2. All right, raise your hand if you're not.
But those who
Wait, did they drop money on it already? Wait. Whoa, what?
confirm reservations will get their
Are you kind of surprised by that?
Something about consumer electronics in general and that instant gratification is really important.
back at the Nintendo store. Only confirmed reservations will get their consoles at midnight.
Raise your hand if you're
Raise your hand if you're gay?
guaranteed a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, they're all gay. Damn. So you can drop money on a product to quote unquote pre-order and you're not even guaranteed the product? I don't know what your laws in America are like, but here that's fraud. That is insane, dude. There is no way you can get away with that shit here.
All right, raise your hand if you're not.
But those who still opted to camp out say it's all about the hang.
Really, it's
No, it's not.
just all about the community and sort of sharing that love of Nintendo with each other.
No, let's be real. You just want the product. Don't kid yourself. There has not been a sense of community when it comes to midnight releases since Halo 2. Let's be real. Or Halo 3 even. There has never been, like, I remember going to the launch of Destiny, getting that on the midnight release, and it was like people were trying to keep that sense of community. There was like this book you could write down your gamer tag in, and people would send you friends and shit. But it never happened. Like, no one ever got further than that. Like, you were just there for your product. There was no cosplays. There was no excitement. You just walk up, get your game, and you fucked off. But you knew you had to wait 2 hours to install the game before you could even play it, even when you had it on disc. There is no way in hell this is about community these days. You're not guaranteed to get the console on that day. Yeah, that's fraud. You are pre-ordering it. That you are dropping money to pre-order, not order, pre-order. That's fraud. You are buying it with the assumption that you are going to get it on the day. That is not pre-ordering it. You may as well just not pre-order, period. Oh, look, like we've all been saying for years now. Just don't pre-order and wait until it goes on sale, or in this case, just emulate it. It looks like we're already going to emulate it in a few weeks to a month's time.
And by the way, if you weren't one of the lucky ones to get a pre-order confirmation for the Switch 2,
Hell? What is this audio right now? What? How is NBC this bad with their audio?
Says they will have a select number of units available at stores for walk-ins, and they will get inventory periodically thereafter. They're actually advising that, or for those that are trying to store one for the holidays, to sign up for restock
For
alerts
the holidays? Dude, dog. We're only halfway through the year. Chill.
here as I walk back a little bit closer to 1 a.m. because, again, we're only just 1 block away from here. Again, as we get over to the plaza, a lot of people are wondering how they can store one of these. I got a little bit lucky, again, because our neighbors are just right over there. We've got the Switch 2 right on hand.
Dude, imagine you spent all this time, right? You stayed overnight and you dropped money on this quote-unquote pre-order, and this dumbass dickhead journalist who doesn't play games just gets one. It just falls in his lap. They don't have to do a thing. They're just guaranteed the console, period. Wouldn't that piss you right off? I'm sorry if anyone brought the Switch 2. I'm genuinely laughing at you.
And here, but I am. Here's the thing. You know why I'm.
How did he not get robbed?
No.
Wait, hold up. Is this in New York? How did he not get robbed? It can't be New York, right? There's no way he lives in New
I'm
York.
hiding behind here because you guys tried to steal those Labubus the other day, okay? So I need this glass to protect me. So I'll just do it again, too. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do my little say anything. I'm gonna do my little say anything, John Cusack. Nope, this is real. Yeah, and it's mine. It's mine.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, is that a Lafufu?
God, imagine, dude. I would be seething if I was a Nintendo fanboy right now. I couldn't imagine sitting in that line overnight, getting fucked over, and then having this dickhead waltz in and just pick one up, and then to broadcast it to the world. Oh my goodness, I would be seething.
Oh, Brian, well done,
Come on,
sir.
Bri. Sorry.
That hurt.
Hey, did I leave my badge in there, by the way?
Well, you're not getting back.
I'm
getting
back in. Actually, I have to get. I have to get back in.
Yeah, I got to trade.
You had a good run here in the Today Show.
It was a pleasure working with you.
Go back, get 3, and we'll let you back
Hilarious.
in. Love that.
By the way, he walked over here because had he...
Dog, you guys are actually completely fucking up letting him walk away with that console. He's going to scalp it now. He's going to sell it for like $1,200, $1,500.
You know that switch up outside with that crowd?
Oh, yeah.
Crowd would have turned.
I know. That's like, yeah, the little boo-boo went fast. Imagine that thing. Okay, Al, what's up, boo-boo?
By the way, kudos to Jason running the Steadicam. Had to walk that whole thing out there.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
Backwards.
Backwards, exactly. All right, let's show. Boom, little
Okay.
fist bump there.
Is that everything?
Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget you can catch the.
Okay, that is hilarious. If you seriously use the Switch 2, I will always think less of you. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Major day for the unemployed. Major day for the unemployed. Let's see. Because I am curious
Things
now.
in this world that never work under any circumstances. The McDonald's ice cream machines and gaming boycotts. Gamers have an insatiable appetite to consume. To reject that urge goes against their very nature. Anytime something shiny comes out, you can...
He's so fucking right. It's not funny, dude. This is the biggest thing I always talk about when it comes to this shit. Everyone keeps consuming. It doesn't matter how much I or anyone else says don't, and they still will. Like, my biggest point with that is Mutahar. And I got a feeling Moist is going to bring up Mutahar in this, because he is the pinnacle of the gaming cuck mindset. The pinnacle of it. Went from gotcha to making fun of Nintendo Switch 2 again. What have I done?
It will be purchased and played, no matter how vocal people are about abstaining from it and not buying it. Like, the most notable being Modern Warfare 2. There was a big hoopla.
Yeah,
a huge
yeah, I
movement
remember
about
that. Yep.
boycotting Modern Warfare 2, and then if you went into like the Steam group from the big boycott organization.
I remember this. Yeah. What was it? Only like, what, 3 or 4 years ago? It wasn't even that long ago. And people were straight up like doing all these like mass group protests and shit. And yet half of them were playing Modern Warfare 2. You can see it right there. Boycott Modern Warfare 2. We want dedicated servers. Plays Modern Warfare 2. Look at how many of them are playing it. You cucks. This is what I mean. This is the average gamer mindset.
Almost every single person in there was currently online.
If you seriously disagree with something and you seriously think it's bad for you, don't do it. It's that simple. You save money. You could actually spend that money elsewhere on something you will enjoy.
On launch day playing the game. And that's just kind of been the song and dance for gaming boycotts forever, really. Interrupting this broadcast real quick to give you an announcement that StarForge is doing an absolutely massive sale right now. So if you're
Go
looking
check
to
it out,
upgrade your
guys.
PC,
Go support
now's
Charlie.
the perfect time to do that. You can click the link in the description.
If you want a
Of
PC,
course, there has
use
been some
Charlie's link in the
few
description.
exceptions where people really did vote with their wallets and voted no. That has happened. It's just not common. And right
It's
now,
very
there
much
was a
not common.
huge push against
It's what
the
pisses me off the
Nintendo Switch
most.
2 for a lot of bad business practices. And people were talking about how they're definitely not buying it this time around. They don't want to support it. And I'm sure you can already guess chapter 2 of this story here, the climax. The Nintendo Switch 2 releases, and that shit has been gobbled up like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
by a
I
ton
don't
of
deny
people
that
were
part.
very outspoken against.
I mean,
the
look at
Switch
what
2.
Mutahar
Talking
said.
about, like,
Mutahar,
and a lot of
whoops,
people were
Mutahar like made what? Like 3-4 videos saying, I will not buy this product, proceeds to buy the product.
that StarForge is doing an link Switch 2 for a lot of bad business practices, and people were talking about how they're definitely not buying it this time around. They don't want to support it. And I'm sure you can already guess chapter 2 of this story here, the climax. The Nintendo Switch 2 releases, and that shit has been gobbled up like a bowl of cereal by a ton of people that were very outspoken against the Switch 2 and talking about like they won't be purchasing it, which was all very easy to say before it was available. But now that it's here, they have jumped on that opportunity to own one. Enthusiastic.
I do have to agree that a lot of people have. Like, I'm not denying the people like Mudahar out there. But I have to also say that these sales are not looking good for Nintendo either. Like, genuinely, the fact that they haven't sold out of this with how successful the Switch 1 was is actually staggering to me.
Enthusiastically, and are playing it furiously and enjoying it too. I didn't expect the Switch 2 to flop.
No
was
one
very
did.
predictable
Nah.
that
There's
everyone
no
that
way
was rallying
you would
against
expect
was
to
going
flop.
to inevitably purchase it, because this is like clockwork. It happens all the time in gaming. It was always going to be a super success, and I talked about that numerous times over my coverage of
Yeah.
Nintendo and everything that's been
No,
going
I have
on
to
there
agree there.
recently. So I'm not surprised. I'm not angry or anything either. I just find it very silly.
For me, I'm not angry anymore. It has moved to absolute mockery. I've seen this time in and time again. We're not going to play Starfield, plays Starfield. We're not going to play Fallout 76, plays Fallout 76. We're not going to support the PS5 Pro, supports the PS5 Pro. It keeps happening. And at this point, I'm just sitting back. I'm just watching for the ride. And I'm enjoying every part of it.
And unfortunately, it's putting me in a pickle where a lot of people think I'm going to cave and buy a Switch 2 any day now. Because I'm sure a lot of you know I'm not the biggest Nintendo enthusiast in recent years with a lot of their behavior.
Charlie,
against
just
the
hold
community
out.
that loves
Hold
their
out
games,
for the
as well
emulator.
as their litigious nature of going after things that they believe is some kind of threat, like Pow World, and really overreaching there, mind you. And their
And that's the thing too. Nintendo's just moved into such scummy behavior where I just can't support them morally either. Not only is their products actually dog shit now, but their mindsets are too. I genuinely don't like Nintendo. I used to be the huge Nintendo fanboy. I was the one kid in the class that couldn't shut up about it. And now Nintendo has somehow alienated me. They've done a good job on that. They've done a really good job on fucking it over for me. I was the Herman Smith back in the day. I'm not even going to lie. I was that cringe of a Nintendo fanboy and Nintendo defender. And now look at me. Look at what the Nintendo has done to me. Gonna be there for the midnight release of the emulator. Dog, I will. The moment I hear about its date, I'm there midnight release.
pricing, I think, being abominable and a huge...
The funniest part too is once it does release, I still don't even know what games I care about enough to play. The new Donkey Kong game, I don't really care for it. I like Donkey Kong 64, but if you remember what Nintendo said, that they're pricing their games based on the value of the game, and that Donkey Kong is $60 US, compared to the other first-party games like Mario Kart and other stuff like that, being $80 and $90, why am I wanting to get Donkey Kong when even Nintendo themselves don't value Donkey Kong as a good game? Like, do they not see how this is bad marketing? Like, I already don't care for modern Nintendo, but like, this is just bad marketing now. And camping right here by my PC. Let's go! God, I love it.
To this whole industry, trying to normalize the $80 first-party titles, paid services for things that are currently free, like the Discord equivalent.
Oh my God, yeah, I just talked about that too. Just talked about that.
In the Switch 2, which is just a much worse version of just using Discord. I could go on and on. I've already told you these things. I don't need to just regurgitate them, fucking, baby bird them into your mouth again. Point is, I've made it very clear that I had no plans of getting the Nintendo Switch 2. At the
Neither.
time, I had absolutely no desire to get the Nintendo
I got no
Switch 2.
money for it. They
And I
priced
still
me
don't.
out.
I still didn't buy a Nintendo.
Even if I was still a Herman Smith, even if they've priced me out. They've priced me out, dude. Let's have a look, see here. Let's have a look. Let's go like this. Let's try EB Games first. There's already them selling pre-owned Nintendo Switch 2s. They're already selling pre-owns. Are people really mass returning them at that level? God. This is how much it is for me. It's almost fucking $900. I bought my mum a computer for about this price, and it way outperforms all this shit with a lot more to do. Over $1,000 for a carrying case and Donkey Kong with it. Like, base edition is $800. Dog, I'm priced out. The controller is $140. Actually, funny enough, $10 cheaper than the other controller. Funny enough. But dog, I can't afford this shit. Look at this, $160 for a replacement pair of Joy-Cons. Like, who can do that? Oh my God.
Nintendo Switch 2, and I don't even have like the slightest semblance, like not even like the
$80 for a lamppost. I mean, camera. Oh yeah, I also heard too, you have to make that $80 sync as well, because I think it was SM. He mentioned you have to have that for Mario Party. It's dog shit, dude.
Molecule in my being is tempted to buy the Switch 2. And that's not even because I'm someone that like calls for a boycott of Nintendo or anything. I really don't care. There's a lot of people that bought it, they're really enjoying it, and a lot of people are reporting that it's a great console, and I'm very happy that they're happy.
I'm happy that they can be disillusioned. At least they're happy. I'll give them that. Waste of money.
At the end of the day, that's the most important part.
Without the cam, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I think I also heard it repeated on a podcast somewhere too. I think it was Harmful Opinions video, I think. It's either that or Fratanga. One of them mentioned it. So not only do you have to buy the game, but you have to buy an accessory too. Oh, and you have to buy online because of the chat party thing.
So it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I have never once tried to, you know, like shout out a rallying cry to stand up to Nintendo. If you want to buy it and you're having fun with it, all power to you. I'm just not in that camp.
Yeah,
I'm
neither.
Trying to be a
Neither.
boycott Barry here, trying to get people.
Yeah, no, I don't care about no boycott because that implies that I want Nintendo to change. As much as it would have been nice for them to change, it's far too late for me. It has been, what, almost 10 years now since Nintendo's turned to dog shit. I just don't care about Nintendo anymore. There is so many other games that A, I've missed out on, and B, have yet to play that are coming out, that I have not enough time anymore to play Nintendo games. I don't care about Nintendo enough to make the time, and I don't have the money. So it's not about boycotting or not for me. I just genuinely don't give a fuck about Nintendo anymore.
To not buy the Switch 2. All I've been doing is just talking about things that I personally don't agree with the way Nintendo's been doing things over the last couple of years. But if people want to get it, I think that's great. And have fun doing it.
I don't
I've
think
seen
it's
some
great,
really cool
but
videos,
good
too,
for
from,
them,
like,
I
the
guess.
midnight launches. It felt very nostalgic because I remember being a kid going to like midnight launches for Gears of War 2, for example. And the clips I've seen really do remind me of that. That's a very fun thing to see happen again. Like Dashi and Corey Kenshin were apparently at one of the midnight launches, and they were dancing and having fun, and everyone was having a great time for the Switch 2 launch. I'm not trying to drop trousers and plant my ass on the fun here. I am not the fun please.
Nah, do it, dude. Do it. It's so much more
and
fun.
I'm glad so many people are enjoying it. I'm just not someone that is getting the Switch 2 for a variety of different reasons. Now, even if it wasn't like Nintendo's business practices that I had such an issue with, the launch catalog also just isn't really super appealing to me, personally. Looking at the Switch 2's drop just isn't exciting. It's mainly games I've already played before.
Yeah.
In fact, it is almost exclusively games I've played before, except for the new Mario Kart game. So, like, I don't...
Dog, you've already played it too. I watched Fratanga go through it, and it is literally just Mario Kart 8. The open world part of it is so boring and dog shit. It got to the point where he just skipped the open world part of the game and went straight to the tracks. Because of how dog shit the open world is. You are literally just playing Mario Kart 8. The only difference is now you have a cow character. That's it.
I don't really need to just pay full price for games I've already experienced just to experience them again on the Switch 2. That doesn't make me, salivate and want to sink my
No,
teeth
there's
into it.
nothing
And I'm not
appealing about it.
so excited about the new Mario Kart that I need to go out there right now and buy the system to experience it. But that's just me and my size small underpants here. Like, that's not going to be a one-size-fits-all for everyone else. Maybe there are people out there that didn't play these games and want to experience them on the Switch too. They want to have the handheld capabilities. That's totally fine. And you bought the system.
Dog. It's $900 here in New Zealand for that. That is literally $100 less than the Steam Deck. I may as well just get the Steam Deck. I may as well just do that. Like, why wouldn't you go for a Steam Deck? Hell, isn't it only $50 more in America for the Steam Deck? Just get a fucking Steam Deck.
So that way you can play them for the first time, or you're a huge Mario Kart fan.
You can still play Nintendo games on a Steam
Again,
Deck.
All power to you. It's just, for me personally, I won't be getting it. Because of so many people that were outspoken now buying the Switch 2, I'm getting lumped into that group for some reason about, like, any day now Charles is going to buy it because he was trying so hard to push against Nintendo and try and get every...
Look, dog, I'm sorry. You can blame Mudaha for that one. He caved so hard after putting up such a big, like, he puffed his chest out saying, I will not buy the Nintendo Switch 2, and then caves. When someone of his size does that, people are going to assume you're going to do it too.
Everyone else to do that with him. I wasn't. Yes,
Poor
I was
Charlie.
pushing hard against Nintendo because it's a company that produces games that are really near and dear to my boners. I fucking love so many Nintendo...
I'm sorry, dude. You have to learn that they're dead now. That Nintendo doesn't exist anymore. You have to learn to cope with it and move on. They don't exist. The games that we liked so much that made us into who we are now, they're gone. You will never get a game like that again. Look, Miyamoto's senile now. Iwata's dead. Itoi doesn't make games anymore. Doug Bowser is the new English face of the company. And he does Jackal. He's just corporate. There's only corporate people left. Seriously. It's dead. The Nintendo you liked, it's gone.
Nintendo games, like if you watch the video I just made on my top 50, a good chunk of those are Nintendo property. They make bangers, games that absolutely slap. But the company itself, I think, is outright, like, brutal. Like, they are absolutely...
They're disgusting,
brutal.
yeah. I fucking hate them.
I wish that wasn't the case, and it makes me upset. And I don't have any desire to support that. But, again... That's just me. I'm not trying to get other people to do that as well. Again,
I agree. I'm not trying to get anyone else to do that either. But I will mock you and laugh at you if you talk about it. That's my right. That I can do that.
the most important thing is that you're having fun. And if this is something you really want to get and you're enjoying it, that's great. I'm having fun not getting it. So I am not your enemy. Nintendo Switch 2 fans.
Nah, dog, you are the enemy, dude. Unless you glaze it, unless you buy it yourself, you're their enemy. Because then they don't have ammunition. Herman Smith and other people like him will not like you unless you're glazing their favorite piece of plastic.
And I certainly don't think any less of anyone that did get a Switch 2. It's really...
Yeah, I disagree. I do. I seriously do, dude. I couldn't imagine dropping that much money to be fucked over. I genuinely can't.
Not that deep. I'm not fighting a war here. It's just one.
Yeah, there's no point in
Neanderthal's
fighting at all, though.
decision
It really is
to
no point.
not buy the Switch 2 for a variety of different reasons that maybe don't matter to you at all. They just matter to me. That's it. So I'm not getting the Switch 2. I have no plans on it anytime soon. Will I consider it in the future? Maybe. You know, if Nintendo starts to work more with the community as opposed to against them, sure, I could definitely see myself getting a Switch 2 down the line.
That's a good one, Charlie. That's a good one.
As opposed to the direction they've been going down.
Nintendo working with? Dude, they can't even listen to their community. How do you think they're going to work with? Last time they had a Pokemon tournament, they completely bullied and banned a kid because he... quote unquote accidentally misgendered someone, which he didn't even know he was doing because he was focusing on not losing the game. Like, he was stressing out. He was like no older than 12. Are you telling me Nintendo care about their community when they bully kids? Yeah, I'm good, dude. I'm not in that camp.
For the last few years, absolutely. It's not like I have some unreasonable, irrational, blind hatred of Nintendo as a company and will refuse to support them forever. Not at all.
I'll tell you what, I probably will never support Nintendo again, but there is a but. I would be willing to partake of their products again if they ever bring things back. If they release a player-friendly model for their products and services going forward, then I can at least say, at least it's not a scam. But I'm not buying a scam.
Much rather be talking about Nintendo W's as opposed to L's. I would like to see them.
Yeah, I agree. I'd much rather talk about W's.
Focused and more enthusiastic about like.
But it's been so long.
General, as opposed to
it's been
to
so long
ways
since
of
Nintendo's been good.
nickel-and-diming more and more, like getting more juice for the squeeze out of consumers' wallets for their products. That's all. That's literally it. So if we can get to a point where Nintendo starts going more in that direction, I'll be just as happy as anyone.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree there.
About Nintendo Switch 2 and all that, if we can get to that point. But right now, we're not there. Maybe we never get there. Who really knows?
I don't think we will.
At some point it does, but currently...
The problem is we have corporate people in the head of Nintendo. We don't have artists or creatives in the head of Nintendo anymore. So until they change their actual heads and change the people that make the decisions for the company, we won't see anything different. Just is what it is. You know how it be. But you go check out Charlie. He's cool. Go use his link in his description. Yeah, PC. All in all, thank you for the video, Charlie. Thank you, Dio, for bringing up this topic because it's always fun to talk about this type of shit. I always have a bit of fun making fun of things.